Hi, I saved the thing. I saved all of it. Alright, well, that sorts that out. Again, Urbosa's like the best. The snapping, the most badass thing at all. No fucks given, just... Anyway, what happens is if you charge your spin attack, that shows up, and if you let go, it'll do out the lightning strike like that. So it's pretty cool. One of the better abilities. Makes fighting a lot of tough monsters much, much easier. I pretty much only recommend it for boss-like creatures, like let's say a Molduga or a Lionel or a Hinox. Something like that, then it's really, really useful. But that's about it. I suppose you could use it on a Guardian if you wanted to as well, but I wouldn't do it. You're back! I'm glad you're okay. Naboris is no longer a threat to the town. I'm still worried about the larger threat to Hyrule, but at least my people won't be troubled by Naboris anymore. I want to offer these to you as thanks for your help. I trust you'll accept them. These pieces of equipment are priceless treasures of the Gerudo people. They were once worn by Lady Urbosa. Since you and Lady Urbosa are friends, it's only right that you have them. Which means time to make sure I have room in my inventory. Yeah, you'll be pretty useless. And it requires a shield as well, so we'll just go ahead and trash. I guess we can trash that one. Yeah, you notice the one with Naboris here was one-handed shield and then one-handed sword weapon. As to where Goron was two-handed weapons. Unfortunately, the sword's not nearly as good as the shield. The shield just looks so cool. That's kind of the thing I hate about this, is like they do have some really cool looking shields, and I feel like the Gerudo ones are some of the best looking ones out of them. This, I mean, I don't know. I feel wrong for saying it's a disappointment because it's only 32 power, but compared to other one-handed weapons like this, for instance, it's much better. So, it's not right to really say it's bad. It's just, compared to other things, 32 is not very big of a number. What's wrong? You're still worried about the safety of this town? Yes. Or have you grown comfortable here that you can't imagine leaving? Maybe both. Okay, so maybe you're needed elsewhere. You must eventually leave. You know this. That being said, when it's all over, if you were to drop back here, I would be pleased to see you. That's a treasure of the Thunderhelm. Yep. You may be held in high esteem, but this does not give you the freedom to lay your hands on the pride of our people. You do desire this helm? Sure. I see, and yet despite my great debt we owe you, I cannot just give such a precious thing to you. But you are up against the enemy of Lady Urbosa. I read that right? I don't think I read that right. True desire, perhaps I can lend it to you. Well then, let's see how serious you are. This helm is a cultural treasure. To earn it, you must gain the trust of our people. I want you to address their concerns and bring a resolution of peace to the town. We know that you are powerful, but can you solve all of my people's problems with your power alone? That's the thing I'm curious about. I haven't actually done this before, but I'm under the impression it just means do all the side quests in this area. In which case, I care more about the shrine ones. We did the Molduga one. I can think of another side quest in particular that I know Patrick didn't get, but I was like, oh, I can do that. So, yeah, that's the main one I'm thinking of. I'm like, alright, well, there's a specific side quest I know of that I know he didn't do, so maybe I can do it. But as of this point, yeah, we're kind of done there. Now, my next real destination is going to be way up here. And I'd also like to point out the joke of my two favorite places, and the two places I've done first happen to be the places with absolutely no rainfall. Also, now that we've killed two of the divine beasts, that means enemies will appear stronger. Now, I've noticed this a couple times already, but very few and far between. There will be white versions of certain enemies, like a white moblin, which has way, way, way more health, but when you destroy them, they end up dropping precious gems. It makes grinding for gems a bit easier because you just beat up enemies for it. But that was the thing I was kind of alluding to earlier. As for right now, I'm actually unsure what the hell I want to do with myself. I think, because this is a super cold area and I don't feel like climbing that fucking thing again, I'd rather start from over here and then just go there. I think that's the way I want to do things. Alright, so we're going out of our way to get the Shrine of the Seven Heroines and shit like that. It's going to be a little bit complicated to try and understand what I'm doing, but I kind of loosely explain it after I'm done. So as for the moment, I'm going to change the subject and talk about amiibos. We've gone over it a couple times, I'm pretty sure, and I want to say we've mentioned the idea that regardless of which Link, if you have a specific Link-based one, you can get the Link armor for that, meaning the original Zelda Link, the Wind Waker outfit, the Twilight Princess outfit, Skyward Sword outfit, Ocarina of Time outfit, which is super, super cool. I see on my notes that we've gone over the Big Goron Sword before. But there's other stuff included that I want to go ahead and try and knock out while we can, since right now we're trying to solve this super complicated puzzle here soon. Wolf Link amiibo can get you literally Wolf Link, which is super cool. I don't know if there's a way you can train wolves to fight in your stead, but you get Wolf Link, and that's fucking cool to me. I didn't realize that was a thing that could even happen. Right here, we're in the area that it wants us to be. The idea is we're hunting down metal balls, so I'm just trying to collect them, get them all, and then we organize them later. On backwards about amiibos. The Zelda from Smash Brothers can get you the bow, the Twilight Bow from Twilight Princess. Ganondorf can get you the sword that they use, the sword that Ganondorf uses in Twilight Princess. You can get the boomerang from Wind Waker using Toon Link. You can get the Wind Waker shield from Toon Zelda. You can get Epona. I feel like I've gone over this, but I'm not entirely sure if I have mentioned Epona. That's why I'm trying to definitively go over everything now. Epona, of course, is the best horse that you get from Twilight Princess Link. I imagine you could probably get it from just about any of them. At least maybe Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time. I feel like Ocarina of Time should make sense too. Best horse, can't rename it, that kind of shit. Oh, have we missed anything? You can get the original sword from Zelda 1, mentioning, dangerous to go alone, from 8-bit amiibo Link. I think that's the majority of it, trying to blaze through it. What you need to do here is you're trying to look at the statues and look for a logo, because all of the balls have a logo on it and you're trying to match them up. I can't figure out where the hell it is I'm supposed to be looking, so I just say fuck it and then look it up myself. And then, I explain, here's this logo that matches to this one. So if you can't see it, or if it's going a little bit too quick for you, don't worry about it. I explain it in just a few minutes. But right now I'm actively matching them up to the best of my abilities. The amiibo stuff, though, the one I didn't see in the video, because I looked over it to try and understand, because there's a lot of stuff and it gets a little bit confusing sometimes. One I didn't see was Majora's Mask, which I think is probably the coolest out of all of them, because you get the Fierce Deity armor. And not only that, but you also get the Fierce Deity sword. That's fucking cool. And the Fierce Deity armor actually comes with the benefit of attack up. So, yeah, whether or not you can upgrade the Fierce Deity armor, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Fierce Deity sword does not shoot sword beams. Again, I feel like I've talked about it before, but I checked my notes and I didn't see anything about it. Alright, so if seeing that still wasn't helpful enough for you, because admittedly it was a little bit kind of tricky, I can't quite figure out where it is you're supposed to look. There's a spot where you're supposed to be able to look at the statues and match them up for you, but for whatever reason I'm having a hard time looking for it and finding it. But, the idea, that is, that looks like the V. Here, let's go ahead and start to the next. Give you a quick little rundown. So we got Kokiri Emerald, V. The explanations are all pretty bad. O, which apparently that's just right on top of that statue. Colon. Green thingy. I don't really have a good name for that. That to me looks like an arrowhead, but everyone's like, it's a crescent moon. I'm like, no, it's not. And then number 2. I think that was a full rotation out of all of them. So hopefully that answered your question a lot better, because it's kind of hard, maybe sped up. Also, there's one other shrine that I know I can do super quick and easy, and then we'll call it a day. But as of this point, we're basically about halfway done, because this is shrine number 57. Is there anything in particular that I can ditch? I mean, I suppose I could ditch the flame blade for the spear. It's not the worst idea, but I think I'll pass just in case, because I could always come back to this later. Like, I'd like a new fire-based weapon, but at the same time it's like, well, I don't know how many hits the flame blade has on it. I've been using it quite a bit, but I don't know how comparably, if like this has 20, the flame blade has 21 hits and the spear has 20, you know? Okay, right here on the outskirts of Gerudo Town, just, you know, perspective for you. There's this, which is a really easy shrine that I remembered. Oh yeah, idiot, you could be doing that. So I figured we'd go ahead and do this, get it out of the way. That sand-sealed race trophy is obviously only for those who've proven themselves worthy. Cool it with your grabby grabby. Hi, friend. What do you want? The great Tali doesn't have time to chat with just anyone. You see, now that the divine beast is gone, we can finally use the race course. Tali is busy focusing her energy on the sandsteel race. Actually, did you want to try and beat Tali's record? I'll warn you, don't dare challenge the Dame of Dunes for nothing. Yeah, the answer's yes. You've never heard of it. I know what a thing is. It's self-explanatory. I have a big boy brain. Come on. A record is a minute and a half. If you can beat it, the trophy's yours. Now, admittedly, just that kind of intimidated me, but it's actually pretty easy. I did it my first time. On my first time, they give you plenty of time. It just intimidates me because 50 rupees. So, and I don't really consider myself good at things like racing. I've noticed that over the years. People have not been shy to tell me that over the years. Go, friend. Again, it comes off a little, I mean, at least to me, it came off as intimidating, but it's not that bad. I failed? Oh shit, I missed one. But I'm gonna say for the moment I'm doing okay. Oh! Wow, they're definitely gonna make their money off of me. I'm going somewhere and I don't know where I am. I'm lost now. It's over. Just quit. See, it says 6. Is that right? Yeah, what am I doing wrong? I'm at this point where I'm just thinking I might need to fast forward. Well, not even fast forward. I'm just going to do it without commentary. What? What happened? Come on, let's go. What? Oh my god! How do you crash in slow motion? See, because this at least kind of feels right. Where are you going? Well, there's a time and a place to blow your horn, and I don't think it's right now. That's 7, is that right? Finally, Jesus Christ. That should not have taken 7 tries. All because I couldn't find one fucking gate or Link was acting like an idiot. Perfect! I believe this belongs to you. These guys are idiots looking at fucking giant glowing ass rocks and they're like, yep, that's a trophy. Like, I just don't get it. When the jewel is offered into the pedestal, the chosen will be granted a new power. Power has been granted to anyone, not even to me, obviously, and yet I sense power emanating from you, the likes of which I have never felt anyone before. You should give it a shot. Cool. So, yep. Ladies. Which I guess also, while on the subject, Link, I mean, yeah, Link is kind of short, as he should be, but the one thing which I've been meaning to go over in post-commentary, but haven't, I don't like that Link is right-handed. It's kind of like a dumb thing, and I try and compare myself to like other people who have thrown shit fits over fan bases, but to me it just felt like an unnecessary change that like did nothing. Like, I've always thought of him being left-handed as like an interesting quirk. For Skyward Sword, I understand it, that served a purpose, but for this game it serves no purpose. When looking into why he was right-handed, the only thing I could find was the buttons are on the right side, so it made more sense. That's a very half-baked answer, because the buttons of controllers have always been on the right side, and it's never been a fucking problem. I just don't like it. It's awkward to me. It's uncomfortable. It's not how Link should be. Just let him be Link. I think the reason I care more about that than something like, you know, his outfit. I mean, firstly, his outfit doesn't matter because you can change it all the time. But I care about that more than I care about this, is because, I mean, again, you change his armor all the time. I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of a difference between, hi, I am left-handed. There's not very many left-handed people in video games, and it's just a small detail that no one really thinks about, that when you put into a game, it brings it that much more to life, because it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, when you create a character, do you stop and think this person is left-handed? Because most of the time the answer is no. So the idea that they thought about that with Link and gave him that trait is what makes it stand out. That's kind of why I'm upset. Alright, so that amiibo rush was a bit on the bullshit side. But, mostly because, like, as I did it, I was doing it, and then I was like, damn it, I forgot to cut this out of the fast forwarding too, so I guess I just did a bad job editing. So bad job past me, who cannot hear this message. So going on, I realized I wanted to listen to it again and make sure I did cover everything I wanted to cover. And the primary thing I noticed I missed was I didn't talk about Sheik's mask, which is an option if you go ahead and use Sheik's amiibo to do that. I also see Goddess Sword here on this list, but I can't think of what in particular that's referring to. So there's still other amiibo-based stuff that I need to figure out and how to cover all that. Also, spot the difference, because this isn't the same song. I already gave away the difference, but I figured, I like it. I don't know, I've been trying to make sure they fit, but at the same time it's like, I just like this theme so damn much, and we're almost done with the desert stuff, and it's like, all the desert music's good in Zelda games. So, yeah. I don't want it to go completely to waste, and there's sort of plant life inside the present version. Going on though, there is one other thing that I actually do want to mention. A little bit less common now that we're out of the desert though, but Lizalfos skeletons, if you take a Lizalfos arm and you throw it, it actually acts as a boomerang. Why it does this, I don't fucking know, but it does. So that's just a little strategy you can think about and try and keep in mind if ever you decide you want to use a Lizalfos arm. Also, going a little bit in further detail, was the Seabreeze Boomerang. Like, I kind of hate to have to say it this way, but like it has 20 power and 20 durability, which automatically makes it outclassed by just about every single other boomerang out there. And I kind of hate having to say that it's a shitty boomerang, but it's kind of a shitty boomerang. So it might be good early game if you can get it like that, but other words, not really. As for things like the Sword of the Six Sages, that's 48 power, 50 durability. Biggoron Sword, 50 power, 60 durability. That's also probably two-handed. The Fierce Deity Sword, 60 power, 35 durability. So, like, those are all marginally better than the Boomerang. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, especially when you compare it to other Boomerangs, it doesn't hold up. And I'm not entirely sure why that is. The Shield, however, I noticed it was like 65 durability, or 65 power, or whatever, which is pretty damn good for just the Wind Waker shield. I didn't know that was there, but I thought that was cool. I think it was also something about maybe being able to get this shield from Zelda 1. I'm not entirely sure how true that is, because, you know, their religion-based game tries not to center too much around religious, real-world things, which is, you know, kind of funny. That's just a thing I think about. They're like, yeah, we don't want religion in our video games. I'm like, your primary cash cow is a game about religion. Look, oh, that's a butterfly. I thought it was a frog. It's not a frog. Anyway, here is the shrine, and oh, where is it? There is the stable. There's the stable. That's a little bit hard to see. Yeah. I did this a little bit ago, and then again, caught my capture card fucking up. Alright, so this is actually like really, really simple and kind of hard to mess up. So, put it down. That was weird. That was also weird. Well, here. While it's busy being weird, let me go ahead and do that. It's alright, Link. It's just a flesh wound. It might be all of your flesh and a big wound, but that's it. Okay, now I'll let it shoot it back. Switch. Quickly. Quickly, take your time. There. Damn it, why do you keep falling off like an idiot? Whatever, we solved the stupid puzzle, and if only we could solve the stupid idiot Link. By the way, shortcut! Now we just gotta get lucky and get the chests whenever momentum decides to be nice to me. We had a much better idea. You know, that makes a lot more sense in retrospect. I don't know why I ever tried doing it any other way. Yeah. Hey! Long... Oh my god. I hate that it randomizes the abilities, because it's like, it was just plus 15 power a minute ago, now it's like long throw? Long throw is the worst ability. Now it's not even worth picking up, but I also still want to pick it up because I've used this a bunch. So it's bound to be breaking any second. Man, why you gotta ruin my fun? Fuck it, I'm not even gonna grab it. Maybe during another playthrough I can come back and it can be like something better. I'm insulted. Look, the rain's gone. That's another thing that I thought was kind of fun. I mean that in a sarcastic manner. For whatever reason, like when I started up the recording the first time, it wasn't raining. But when I started up this time to redo the bullshit that I shouldn't be redoing, it was raining. So I'm not entirely sure why all of a sudden it's like, hey, fuck you, there's a lot more rain. But there's a lot more rain and it seems pretty randomized. You know what? How often does this ever happen? The idea of hitting a bird with a boomerang is just too fun of an opportunity to pass up. I had to go for it. Grab that. What else? You're a thing. You look like... Nope, you're not a radish. Are you a radish? You are a radish. What is this? I don't want a tree branch. Hello, horse. And man on horse. And stable. Okay, so during the little walking there, you could see me pull up on the map, and that's because I realized, oh, maybe I could have just grabbed this on the way there. I don't actually know where the memory is, but I have a rough idea. He's pretty much saying it's north. He's saying it's like right here-ish. I don't know if that's the case, but that's the rough estimate I've got. There's also Beetle. Sorry, did you say you never thought you'd see me again? Because you're lying to both of us. Oh no. Go ahead. I'm not worried about money yet, although I should, again, continuously remind myself to go get some armor. You're a dog. But here, let me talk to these nerds first. Alright. So I'm going to skip through this dialogue here because I didn't understand what they were talking about. But basically, the gist of what they're talking about is that there's great skeletons across Hyrule. I didn't realize these had any sort of significance. I just thought they were a cool thing thrown in just to be cool because a giant fucking skeleton is cool. But no, they serve more purpose to that. And one of them, as we recall, is where the Great Fairy is inside of Gerudo Desert. So I guess they just want pictures of that shit. I also know where the one in Eldon is. We'll find the one in the icy area later. But yeah, that's the idea. Okay, time for treasure. Yeah, whistle at the treasure chest. Oh good, still gold rupee. Still grab these. And you. I don't think there was anything else around here that I wanted to do. I think the rest was just check out this memory. Which, yeah, I think I want to go do that. And then we'll go to the tower. Alright, this is some bullshit right here. Oh my god. More bullshit. Excuse me. So for starters, outside of not being able to be left alone, this is where I am. I was busy looking all the way over here. So when we didn't get the journey, that's why. Because I expected it to be in this region. You know, where this is located. This region. So it's kind of retarded that it's right here. I wish I could give you a little bit more information than this, but it's in this region. So whatever. I found the stupid fucking thing. It's not where it should have been, but fucking whatever, dude.
There's one. Oh, and another. The flowers we have in Hyrule aren't just beautiful. They're also quite useful as ingredients for a variety of things. This one here is called the Silent Princess. It's a rare, endangered species. Despite our efforts, we can't get them to grow domestically yet. The princess can only thrive out here, in the wild. All that we can hope is that the species will be strong enough to prosper on its own. Is that what I think it is? Look at this. A I don't believe it, but I actually caught one. This delicacy is known to have very, very potent effects under the proper circumstances. Ta-da! Research from the castle shows ingesting one of these can actually augment certain abilities. We wouldn't be in a controlled environment out here, but with your level of physical fitness, you'd be a perfect candidate for the study. Go on. Taste it.
I have a burp, it's coming unstuck, but yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna teleport here. It's unstuck. And then we'll make our way to that, just to save us a tiny bit of foot room.